What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're gonna be going over what is Bandai thinking. I'm lost for words here. So without further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? So, Digimon Ultimate Cup 2023, March to April, which I think is good because the way they're handling this, I'm worried. So first off, we already know what some of the amazing prizes are. United States has 2 events. That's fine. The fact of the matter is Digimon promo cards is a one of. Event pack 3 is 2. Digimon promo 1. Growlmon promo 1. You know, War Growlmon 1. Gallantmon 1. Top 2 gets Imperial Zhuan Paladin mode, and Champion gets Gallantmon Crimson mode. Okay. We know what a pack 3 is. All this is BT12 cards. So that's, good prizing across the board. Things that people that are a big Gallantmon fan would absolutely want. So what is my big issue here? Well, we know this Ultimate schedule. They have something going on. Let us know what modified rules you like to use for Ultimate Cup 2023 using the Google form here. This year, these events feature exclusive Digimon Lime themed prizes. Ultimate Cups are scheduled for March, June, September, December. Don't miss out. Okay. That's fine. This is good, I hope. Now let's get into the survey. First off, Boss Rush. Okay. Both players start the turn at 10 memory. Why? Let's before I get too far into this. Boss Rush. Both players start their turn at 10 memory. So Megazoo, Climbing Decks, and what? Rookie Rush? I mean, anything that just wants a ton of memory now gets it. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Setcon gets at least to play 2 cards a turn. Guaranteed Death X. I mean, sure, Boss Rush sounds real healthy for the game. I mean, both players starting at 10 memory is a cute little gimmick, but I feel like this would be a problem. Then you have Super Security. Both players start with 10 security cards, and all security Digimon has security. Skip the battle, play this card, recovery effects, and other cards that increase security cards are banned. At least they made sure Setcon couldn't just get 200 security. So that's just really good to see there. But both of these formats sound like side events, not events with big prizes. Security Digimon. If a card was checked from your security stack at the end of battle, add that security Digimon to your hand. If that security Digimon has a security effect, this rule doesn't apply. I like this, actually. This isn't too bad of a concept. I think this is the least horrendous go-about way of playing. If you're going to do these modified rules, the security Digimon isn't going to gain you too much advantage. I think it'll help fix your hand a little bit. Yes, get your pieces to your hand that you might have needed. No deck really takes extreme advantage out of it. So, I think that's not terrible. I mean, it gives SecurityCon a little bit of an oomph, or maybe, Megazoo, but outside of that, or just anytime you just need a rookie, sometimes they're just in there and you need a rookie. That's not a bad play. Then Memory Boost. Players don't switch turn when the memory gauge moves to 1 or more on your opponent's side, but 3 or more. Memory Boost is not terrible, actually. I think that's pretty solid. This is definitely a side event thing you would test at, let's say, Nationals, when you have like 30 different prizes. Stuff like this seems like a fun local level test group. Then you have side deck. In between games during a match, you can swap out cards from a side deck up to 10 cards, 2022 Fest format. That's good. I like the 2022 as long as it's in person. Online, I am not trusting anybody with a side deck. I'm sorry, but side decks can't be trusted online. I think that's unless you're going to implement deck sheets where you and your opponent get to see their deck played the moment that it's presented. That's going to be the only way you can justify a sideboard. I can't see this unless you're giving information like that. Counter timing. So during your main phase, you may place one option card from your hand face down in your battle area for no cost without meeting color requirements. During your opponent's turn, when your opponent attacks, you may use your face down option by paying its play cost, and you must meet their color requirements. So basically, we're putting trap cards into the game. Instead of using it as security, put a Gaia Force down if you're playing red. Instantly, when they swing in, blows it up. Not terrible. It could be a lot worse, in my opinion. But that's the problem here, is that you're giving them memory so they can climb back in. But when we're in like OTK formats, that's not terrible. I mean, being able to spin it back, and now they don't have the egg, especially when you know they're going to promote up. Now it puts a little pressure on single stacks on the outside. That means that raising area isn't safe anymore. That means Gaia Force is waiting for them. Anything like that, or a way of spinning it back, is huge. The only time it really sucks is that probably the way they're going to implement this is that you can't just go like one security, two security options, and then go for that way. I mean, this would punish OTK decks really heavily because of the way they play. They wouldn't be able to play safely anymore, and this would kill OTK decks very easily. Then we have Ultimate Breeding. Digi-Egg decks can only contain one Digi-Egg card max in your breeding area. When you would Digivolve into a level 3 or higher, set the Digi-Evolution cost to 0. All turns when a Digi-Egg card would be set to the trash, place it face down to its owner's deck zone instead. So basically you have that one consistency egg at all times, which isn't bad. I think that really does help out. I think, that's very useful to a lot of players. I don't know how I would feel about it, but then you lose out on your egg. Depending, only certain decks that could send that egg to the trash can get it back instantly. So that comes to more like Digiverse themes. This becomes more viable for. Outside of that, it's very terrible. But, I mean, it also punishes OTK decks unless they can get rid of their egg. And that's really good because then they can't play the protection outside of the battle area. That's huge. Then you have Memory Point. Each time you hatch an egg or Digivolve in the breeding area, gain 1 memory when you would move a level 3 or higher Digimon from your breeding area to the battle area. You may use memory points to gain the same number of memory. This rule isn't affected by your opponent's card effects. That's interesting. This is each time you hatch a Digi-Egg or Digivolve in the breeding area, gain 1 memory. When you would move a level 3 or higher from the breeding area to your battle area, you may use memory points to gain the same amount of memory. So this basically gives you counters that is outside of the normal memory gauge by the seams of it, that can later be used when you want to extend and go out. This seems more favorable to OTK decks just because now they don't have to worry about memory management. They can instantly just go crazy. Especially, this doesn't work with X antibody decks at all because they can Digivolve twice in a turn, maybe 3 times. And that's just really bad game design. I think Memory Point, unless you are a OTK stand, this is not for you. Then Hatch format. Digi-Egg decks are replaced with levels 2 Digi-Egg card and 1 of each 3, 4, 5, 6 Digimon cards. During the breeding phase, once per turn, you can hatch into another higher level from your hatch, and you do not pay its cost and do not draw. So at least they nagged the draw, but this is just basically what Vanguard did for guarantee rides. Means that you're always guaranteed the perfect line climb, and I mean, it does take till turn 6 before you really take advantage of this. I think that's not terrible, but at the same time, your really drawback here is that certain decks do take advantage of this. That consistency, let's say you don't even need to get to that level 6 anymore. Where Gurumon X Antibody, perfect line every single time. Boom. That's basically Gabumon for the draw you need. Gurumon, as long as you get the X antibodies in hand, you're constantly just climbing up properly. And then it doesn't say that you can't Digivolve in the area on top of what you have. This is just, you can go up. And that means you can just X antibody evolve, then get to the level 5, promote up. Yes, this is like turn 4, But now that's not terrible because now you're not wasting resource management on trying to dig. You're now a faster clock. So this might be turn 3-ish. A lot of this format screams we're trying to get around the X antibody problem, but we can't because X antibody is just going to punish these formats like crazy. And that's really the big issue here. Chosen partners. Choose 1 Tamer Egg, 1 to 1 Digi Egg cards, 5 Digi cards from your partner's deck. This face-up partner deck replaces your Digi Egg deck, and your breeding phase is replaced with a partner phase, which you may perform actions such as hatch 1 partner egg in the breeding area, digivolve your partner Digimon in the breeding area into a Digimon from your partner's deck for no cost, move your partner's Digimon from breeding area, digivolve your partner's Tamer in the battle area into a partner Digimon from your partner deck, or play a partner Tamer from your partner deck for no cost. So, hybrid shenanigans. I see there. I see where this is going. And then, OTK decks again. Like, what are they thinking? Their problem is not solving this. And then you do have a choice of writing other. The problem I see with this is that these are all super casual fun formats. Don't get me wrong. Super casual formats are very important to the card game. I think that's really healthy for card games to have casual formats. But, like every other card game, formats don't just appear overnight. A lot of card games, when they don't just make formats just for your casual group. It's a lot of comes up with the player base creating these formats. And that gains the momentum through that. The problem comes down to is that Digimon hasn't been out long enough for casual formats to exist strongly enough. And that's the big problem. I mean, they mentioned a while back block rotation sets that they had, you know, this year can play. This year can play. Why aren't we using that? Like, that is a big thing for me right now. It's like, why? Why aren't we doing that right now? That would change up the formats, would change up things that we don't like. And I think that's the problem of that issue, is that we need to fix that. I think if we implemented stuff like that, I think the side deck's fine if you're in person. Outside of that, keeping the mulligan's fine. Make mulligan permanent in this game, but the problem comes down to Metal Garurumon will just take the lead faster. There's a lot of issues with that. I want to say, like this one, I know a lot of the Magic Commander community, if they play this game, this is where they're going to vote for most. Outside of that, I don't think any of this is okay. I think these should have been side events for nationals or side events at Digi events, large scale, that you guys can test and you get the information that way, so that when you guys implement weird janky stuff, you can do these janky things. This stuff just seems like we're trying to get people into the game so that they will play the game, while when the format we don't want to fix right now cannot be fixed because we refuse to ban cards that we made broken to make sure you can play the game. It's like, stop. Just fix your game. Stop making these side formats just to try to say, like, well, we hear that you're complaining, but we can't ban these cards right now. This is what we're trying to give you. It's like, come on, Bandai. You guys are a company, and right now it seems like you're trying to set the game up to fail because One Piece is your new cash grab, or your new Battle Spirits that failed once is your new cash grab that you're trying to push again. And then once a game just doesn't do well, you're going to lose out, because the problem is card games are going to, hear me out, come out. And we know that Disney is not one of those card companies that's just going to let their card game just die and be bad. I'm going to tell you this right now. That card game from Disney will convert a lot of players if managed correctly. the gameplay looks fun, interaction, everything like that. If it's any of those things, you are screwed, Bandai. I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing you can do against them if you keep making these missteps and just trying to push games and just go like, well, the next game. Well, the next game. Well, next game. Well, it's like you're making the same mistakes on repeat because you just want to make money. And that's not how you're going to make a competitive scene and stick around. It looks like they want games to fail, and if they stick around, they're just like, okay, it's sticking around. We'll keep printing product. That's how I feel with sometimes with Bandai right now. And it's like similar to Bushiroad when they reprinted Vanguard 3 times. It's like, guys are setting this up to fail multiple times. Stop. We love the card game. We just want stuff to be fun and interactive and play the game in a way that we enjoy the game. We don't want hyperactive OTK decks. We don't want just to feel like we want to feel like we have a sense of winning. Not when we set up and just go like, well, you're screwed. Okay. But that's just me. So guys, what did you think of this video? Let me know down in the comments. What are you voting for? If you type other, just type like, just stop. But without further ado, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.